France and Canada. These organizations and Lebanese officials. The Israeli military saying they were getting a correspondent for a Hezbollah-controlled network they accused of being intelligence outfit and have not provided evidence. And Israel's military announcing the death of an Israeli-American soldier, Benjamin Blanken, a 22-year-old, was killed in Lebanon. And this morning, we're learning more about that attack on a U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. A source telling ABC News at least 15 U.S. troops were wounded, 5 seriously. And Iran fired 29 drones and 6 ballistic missiles, all but one intercepted or landed in an inhabited area. The base also had another attack 2 other times earlier. 14 troops injured in one of those separate attacks, according to the source. And just this morning, the Speaker of Iran's parliament saying publicly on the United States, quote, the enemy openly sends messages of negotiation while secretly planning a ground attack. But everyone actually see U.S. troops on the ground remains very unclear, but it is certainly at this point a possibility. Right. Certainly is. Now that was our thanks to you. Now let's bring in ABC News Chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Paul. Well, we're looking this week later. John, I want to start with what Matt was just talking about. The U.S. Marines in the war region, more troops on the way. So what can these moves mean? It's a real interesting question, and there is not a clear answer on this. At times, Donald Trump has explicitly said he's not ruling out ground troops. He's also said, I have no plans to put any troops on the ground, adding that if he did, he wouldn't tell us about it. What Dr. Rubio said there, that they don't need ground troops. But the bottom line is, you have that group of about 2,500 Marine expeditionary troops arriving yesterday. There's another unit set to arrive. Also, we have members of the 82nd Airborne Division. Those are Army paratroopers arriving. So all of there is the capacity in the region should Donald Trump decide he wants to do some kind of a ground operation. Boots on the ground in Iran, he has the ability to do that. Whether or not he pulls the trigger on that, it's highly that. Also, John, I want to ask you, the DHS funding stalemate. Congress has now left town. The president has freed up some money for TSA, but is that really taking the pressure off Congress? I mean, this is just a bizarre situation. You have the Senate pass unanimously that money, the funding for everything is funding except for ICE and Customs and Border Control. By the way, the funding for those as a university, which was already in the pipeline, and in the House totally rejects it and passes something where it puts some passing in the Senate. There's a lot of several lines made with that now that Trump is coming and it's saying this is not just what I would say. This is not what I'm going to post. It's funding for the Secret Service. It's funding for are on the hunt for suspects after they say they reported a bias search attack because, according to investigators, two suspects tried to set off a highly explosive device at a Bank of America building early Saturday morning. Security issues. The Paris police will take actions that stop the alleged attack. Officers on patrol around 3:30 in the morning and spotted what was happening. One suspect was arrested while allegedly using live to ignite a container that was taped to a firework tube. The other suspect who officials say was trying to report the incident and managed to get away. So the search is ongoing. What happened? Meanwhile, there are a number of questions, including what the motive of them. And investigators say they're also looking to get a new handle inspired by the recognize security efforts in practice at a time for the coach of basketball and the U.S. That's very disturbing, Marcus. Thank you. Now to our DNA helper, if you're in the news with other allergy season is already here, and we can tell emergency medicine and medical toxicologist is here to help us deal with it all. It certainly feels like allergy season really is starting early. Dr. Linnell, what is that? So I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but not only is allergy season starting early, but also so this is in large part due to changes in earlier and then we call it so now the short allergy season, people are getting closer to higher levels of allergy. So it makes things feel a lot more intense. So what can people do to protect themselves? So the early action key here is that we can do early medications such as early steroids, this means things that we can do with allergy season, like food and apples, changing your clothes, washing your clothes, taking a shower, ways to limit carbon exposure indoors, air filters, closing windows, we can't have fresh flowers in the house or allergies in the side. It gets that. Now, how about allergies to some fruits related to seasonal allergies? I'm going to tell you up front that we know to repeat that. This is something really interesting. Now, something that some people call a food allergy is actually just something called real allergy season or common food allergy season. And it is essentially a cross-reactivity between the seasonal allergens and proteins that raw food and vegetables. And it's sort of seeing the same as an immune response. What it looks like is after eating these raw fruits and vegetables, they turn into mouth, into good shape, and getting to the point where they see really more allergy reaction with that kind of short. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Dad. Just saw 5 deer like walk by my window. Pretty cool. Kick this week's ass. Change up the board a little bit. Slobby. Slobbies. See if I would hit one. Let's see. $14 on 10. $15 on 9. $21 on 8. $19 on 7. Oof. 24. 24 and 6. $17.
Get a wild card number. Back up to 7. Back up to 7. 14 on 7. 14 on 7. Full house. 22. 22 and 6. $20. 20 on 5. 16. 16 on 4. 18. 18 on 3. 10. 10. 10 on 2. Last roll magic. Last roll magic. Oh, yep. 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 Last roll magic, guys. Yep. Last roll magic. Call that shit. 26. Bang. Bang. Last roll magic.
The president also made these comments about Cuba as the island leaders underway a collapse due to decades-long governmental in which are the recent problems underway. Cuba's next agenda that is in a statement, the White House said that the only people who bear out these rallies aside from the protesters are their opponents. What they do not do. Christian Benavides, thank you. Now to the Middle East. Tonight, the Iran-backed militant group, the Houthis, in Yemen entered the wider conflict. They launched an unsuccessful missile attack on Israel. 2,500 American Marines arrived in the region today. They're on board with the USS Tripoli along with 2,500 sailors. CBS's Holly Williams is in Tel Aviv with more on the story. We have more American casualties in a war that's now a month old. 10 American service members were injured yesterday by an Iranian strike on a base in Saudi Arabia, according to U.S. officials. 2 of them very seriously. President Trump repeated his claim last night that Iran's leaders are eager to negotiate an end to the war. Iran has said it's rejected an American ceasefire plan and won't negotiate. Even as the country is pummeled by American and Israeli airstrikes, Iran's leaders are wielding an economic weapon that gives them bargaining power. Through strikes and the threat of mines, Iran has effectively paralyzed traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, which normally carries around 20% of the world's oil. It sent energy prices soaring and high pressure on Trump to end the war. If the president can't reach a deal with Iran, he could stop the war unilaterally. But that would leave the Iranian regime with around 1,000 pounds of uranium enriched to 60%, the ability to rebuild its nuclear and missile programs. Retired General Yaakov Amador is Israel's former national security advisor. Current cabinet level President Amador. The war ends soon. Would that be too soon for Israel's perspective? Germany's foreign minister said that he expects representatives from Iran and the U.S. to meet for face-to-face talks in Pakistan in the very near future. However, as in Tel Aviv, tonight the worst ripple effects being felt in American homes and businesses. Gas prices now average $3.97 a gallon nationwide. That is up $1 in a month, and the largest 4-week increase in 30 years. It's not just gas prices being driven up by the war. CBS's Lana Zach in Benton, Iowa tonight with new reporting from America's Heartland. Lana. Good evening, Jeremy. The Austin and Iowa across the country are facing emerging financial strain as the price of diesel up nearly $2 since the start of the war, and fertilizer scarcity are impacting spring planting. Lance Milligan, who has been growing his whole life, says he is worried for this year's spring planting. The war with Iran has led to skyrocketing diesel and fertilizer prices. Prices, Milligan says, that are piling onto an already struggling industry. Two fertilizer ingredients seeing disruptions, ammonia and urea, up around 20 and 50%. Diesel at nearly 45%. The situation is not driven by either the person producing the food or the person buying it. And it will have significant ramifications for both those who use that food and for those who eat it. Higher oil and gas prices have put the major stock indices. Now Americans could feel it at the register. It really impacts the cost of every step of the process, all the way from the seed all the way through to the product, which affects the price when it gets to the grocery store. Religious costs have already increased 25% since last year. He says the situation needs to resolve now before more damage is done. Our kids see us struggling, not with that, what they want to put down. Now, others have hoped to compensate for last year's losses. The employee benefits has increased for the second year in a row, up 46% since 2024. Unfortunately, the ongoing work is only adding to the uncertainty here. Mama's out reporting from Iowa tonight. Well, there's no sign of Tiger Woods. He has not been seen in the public since being released last night after his DUI arrest. CBS's Nicole Valdez is outside the jail in Stuart, Florida, with more on the latest setback for the golfer. Tonight, Tiger Woods is charged with driving under the influence of a low level crash, and questions about what comes next. This is the belief of a taken of the 15-year-old golfing legend just hours after a Golden State Woods was speeding on a residential road, flipped the back of a truck, and rolled his leg over. Woods had to crawl out. Officials on the scene say Woods' took showed signs of impairment. Mr. Woods did recognize the test. He took the zeros. But when it came time for us to ask for the analysis test, he refused until he was then charged with revile and property damage. And he refused to submit for a warrant test. No one was hoping this crash, when Woods had been involved in multiple vehicle crashes over the years. In 2021, he nearly had his leg amputated after he rolled an SUV multiple times outside Los Angeles. His latest crash only actually complicated life for the 15-time champion golfer to be up before the crash. Just out, but he was fit enough to play in the Masters, which starts in just 2 weeks. Nicole Valdez from Stuart, Florida, thank you. Now to the big bout this weekend. Deer Valley is the latest ski resort to suddenly end its season. That's nearly a month ahead of schedule. CBS News meteorologist Andrew Kozak is tracking all the weather extremes. Andrew. Yes, we've got a lot of heat. Earlier, the lack of ocean humidity has been so dry, and all night the reason why so many areas like Deer Valley have had such a short season. In fact, this is one of the shortest seasons in operation, 44 years. Record snowfall should up 200 inches, only 124 this season. Also, we have the temperatures were often above 70 degrees, allowing continuous climate range. That's the kind of thing we see here across the Rockies and the Midwest. We're also tonight tracking a little bit right across the south, but dry continuously. We'll get a little bit more on the north side as we get into the day tomorrow. Bouncing off the southeast, but we're also watching more critical fire danger for places like Wyoming into Sunday at 9. Highs on just continue to the desert southwest Sunday and Monday. Maybe not nearly as dramatic, but it's still going to be well above average. By the way, if you're looking for the times of turn, you're looking at 20 feet up out west. The Jamaica will track in above average temperatures headed into the beginning of April. Now we really warm up for the east. Andrew Kozak, thank you. Tonight, the so-called quad god is back on top of the world. Literally, Ilya Monahan has won the men's figure skating world championship title in quad. It's his third title in a row. The 21 awards victory comes after that disastrous performance at the Winter Olympics. Still to come, news about a key defense witness in the O.J. Simpson trial. But first, this story. I'm not trusting. The artist to the crew has arrived here at the Penny Station for their moonshot of the Penicillin as next Wednesday. That's coming up on the CBS Weekend News. Tonight, the 322-foot rocket set to launch Artemis 2 stands currently on the pad at the Kennedy Space Center. It's set to lift off Wednesday on the first crewed moonshot in more than a half-century. CBS's Mark Strassman is there for our assignment with more on the mission. Good to see you. The Moonless launch, NASA will make the world's astronaut and moonshot for the first time since 1972 on Apollo 17. This new aeroplane is starting to feel very real up here. Ask Commander Reed Wiseman here in Florida. The excitement is in the air because the Artemis 2 crew is now on the ground. Come this Wednesday, April 1st, NASA will launch a new generation of lunar explorers. What should be the expectations for this mission? April 1st is not a guarantee. We're going to go through this whole thing. The rocket is ready. We are ready. NASA is ready. Ready for Artemis 2 and its Orion capsule's 9-day test flight, a 500,000-mile round trip. The crew of 4 will never land on the moon, but loop around its far side, then return to Earth for a splashdown off the San Diego coast. Jeff Logan, the mission's lead flight director, defined for us what success means for this test flight. Success of the mission, honestly, is going to be the last thing in mind. To be fully successful, we need to get to doing it. That's the standard. That's the standard. It's what's in there. We need to complete this mission. There's really no signposts. There's nobody to check the work. There's no one you can say, hey, did I get this answer right? We have to have confidence that we did the work correctly. Others choose moonshot aims to prepare NASA for an eventual moon landing. That will be Artemis 4, scheduled for early 2028. That's what we did for. I think we're going to service the moon as fast as humanly possible and safely as humanly possible. The crew's makeup plan will involve a series of firsts, going to the moon for the first time, a black astronaut, a female astronaut, and a non-American astronaut as well. No way she can be Artemis Hall. This is very, very different. Artemis first and the first, hopefully. Nice shot, saying thank you. So ahead on the CBS Weekend News, Nicole makes an historic visit to a very small place. Say with us. To celebrate today, an historic visit to Monaco by Pope Leo. He is the first pilot in 5 centuries to visit the devoutly Catholic nation. And fun fact, it's the world's second smallest country after Vatican City. Dr. Henry Lee has died. If his name isn't familiar, you may remember his testimony. The renowned forensic scientist testified for O.J. Simpson's defense. Lee is credited with helping the juror Kate Simpson in his 1995 double murder trial. Lee died at home in Henderson, Nevada. He was 87. Up next, our weekend journal and seeds of hope. Our community scarred by fire is blooming again. But first, a look back at this day in history. Finally tonight, sowing seeds of hope and fields of poppies is bringing a new life to a community that has lost so much. CBS's Jordan Benedict tells that story in our weekend journal. And here we go. It's a wonderful time of year that is spring. Renee and Amy walking the empty lots of the incredible star in Altadena, California, standing under the sea, open and growing like a grove in a community that loves so much. He's calling us the Great Altadena Apple Project. 100 years ago, Altadena was covered with California poppies. And there's a great opportunity to bring some of that beauty, that natural beauty back to this community. With so many lots empty, he's super and sicker. A public factory filled with the poppy seeds. Well, yeah, it started as a personal quest. I don't see my house, and everything like that. It's been more than years since his home got to the ground. His lot still sits empty. So Amy decided to plant California-shaped apple on his own property. He then offered to sow for his neighbors at the idea. Cassidy has our summer college of design organized a poppy planting event tomorrow. 100 volunteers showed up. The poppy has long since been a symbol of remembrance. Seen on the battlefields after World War I, the power is known to grow in a harsher soil. And in this case, on the lots, with the most heartfelt. I just want to color and yellow to the icon of the area. But it's not just a local push to Popify. In fact, volunteers are putting seeds in these little packets and mailing out thousands all over the country in hopes that people join them. This is also really, I think it's really going to really group of sites. And wildfires, to wildflowers, replacing the destruction with a green field of flowers. Join CBS News. Well, that was the CBS Weekend News for this Saturday. enjoyed the gathering in New York. We thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.
Did you know ABC's World News Feed is America's most watched newscast? Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air with us. The chaos in America's airports with lawmakers at Capitol Hill set to be on their 2-week break tomorrow, with TSA workers still not getting paid. President Trump, just a short time ago, saying he will step in. Steve Edson standing by with late news coming in now. Also breaking tonight, just days after that deadly crash at LaGuardia, that passenger jet and a fire truck. Tonight, there's news just coming in now that there's now been a harrowing close call. This time, the packed United flight and the military Black Hawk in its path. The air traffic controller will be heard saying, "This is not good." The war in Iran tonight, and just in this dramatic new video, appeared to show the moment a missile comes dangerously close to shooting down an American F-18 fighter jet over Iran. Our reporters stand by. Also breaking, President Trump has just revealed he is now giving Iran 10 more days to open the Strait of Hormuz, with his threat to bomb Iranian power plants. His 5-day deadline is set to end tomorrow. Tonight, we will interview with Savannah Guthrie. What she says her brother, a retired military pilot, immediately knew about their mother's case. And for the first time, the guilt Savannah says she fears that the mother was targeted because of her high-profile job.
I'm so sorry, Bobby. I'm so sorry.
And what Savannah now says about 2 of the ransomwares. There are tornado watches as we come on here tonight to see a storm threatening multiple states right now, the Midwest, New York City, and Boston tomorrow. The dramatic images tonight of Gary Cliff rescue, a woman stuck right there on the rocks, waves crashing below. The driver tonight used a fraction to a airport being right on the airfield, trying to get into the plane while it was taxiing. Tonight, the race against time to see a humpback whale and good seer. America's strong opening day for Major League Baseball, a 109-year-old veteran, and a dream come true tonight. And we remember a famous singer tonight, so many hits, including Summer Breeze.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Jimmy Young.
Crazy moving tonight with the several breaking stories. This major close call of the United passenger flight and the military Black Hawk helicopter air traffic controller community saying this is not good. The first video breaking news tonight involving the TSA workers was brought weeks now without pay. Tonight, the lawmakers set to leave on their 2-week break tomorrow and no deal in sight. President Trump is a short time ago saying he would step in. He wasn't talking when he's off with the breaking news.
The lawmakers who began this chaos tonight in America's airports are set to leave for a 2-week spring break tomorrow. Meanwhile, the 4-hour lines through security are packed in Houston's largest airport.
And this guy was unacceptable, right? It should not be that.
The lines in Houston are so long they're asking TSA workers in Dallas to travel across the state to help out. And this time for here is good.
Looking back to that news and major connections, it's busy than it has been if you're approaching a continental airport. They're not accepting everybody that your passengers are actually inside. They're not accepting our ICE agents who are helping direct traffic. And once you get to this one, you have about 2 hours to go.
The back and forth in Washington continues. Republicans are having a last and final conference event to demand so many policy reforms for households, including taking off those masks. President Trump is on the investment.
They need to end the shutdown immediately or I could some very drastic measures.
In Houston, New Orleans, and Atlanta, around 4 out of every 10 TSA officers without food stamps are coming to work. The New York City airports, Baltimore, and Philadelphia aren't that far behind. Some of the ICE agents say that President helps. Setting up these checkpoints are helping the package flow. And the leaders of Washington is celebrating Thursday at New York's JFK Airport. City girls, 2, Russian 79, the 1 year time in its trip. But the financial realities of TSA workers are hard. Starting salaries around $32,000 a year, many are relying on food banks and donated blood
Right.
to make ends meet.
So let's go and see what's inside of this tonight's
Right,
hearing.
Bob.
Even as we just came on the air tonight, there's breaking news on this. The president put out a message on social media saying he will sign an executive order involving TSA pay.
16.
Right, David, the president's message that just crossed
16:04.
a while ago, he says that I'm going to sign an order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security to immediately pay our TSA agents a minute to address this
18.
emergency situation. If this doesn't happen,
18.
these TSA workers will miss yet another paycheck. Now, according to the I think this is a thing to look for. Everyone is economists about to leave the vacation are also getting paid.
And
So that's what we're going to see what's inside on the breaking news tonight. There is another breaking news on this already. It just landed a global news fall. Just days after that.
22. Last one, Magic.
Just from these other
Last one, Magic. Oh, yep. 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 Last roll magic, guys. Yep. Last roll magic. All that shit. 26. Bang. Bang. Last roll magic.
We're on with the United Jet cockpit with the most serious alarm possible. So we're told that the United Jet really can level off right now and get ready to hit that helicopter.
The United says the jet pilot saw the chopper immediately leveling the aircraft to avoid it after the alert. Air traffic control had warned the pilots beforehand to watch out for traffic. Afterward, asked the pilots what happened.
Yeah, I'm just going to clarify this. Did you get the traffic pilot from the helicopter or did the radio take the altitude or anything?
This close call comes just over a year after a Black Hawk military helicopter collided with American Airlines flying over the Potomac, killing 67 people. Just days after that collision at LaGuardia Flight, early reporters raising concerns about air traffic control staffing. New NTSB video shows the mangled wreckage. Investigators covered through metal wires. It also noted that fire trucks lack transponders. And in this case, it allowed the controllers to know where the floods.
Hey, David, that's for this most recent close call here in Southern California. The NTSB says they are aware of this incident. The FAA is investigating.
David Trevor with us tonight. Trevor claims that they have broken the office of the war in Iran just in tonight's tonight new video appearing to show the moment a missile comes dangerously close to American F-18 fighter jet over Iran. Now, those from the region with these images.
Tonight, the video appears to show the moment a missile came dangerously close to shooting an American F-18 fighter jet out of the skies over Iran. The video is posted to X. U.S. sent a command tonight saying no fighter jets have been shot down by Iran. But one source, while not confirming the authenticity of the video, tells ABC News that an F-18 in the area did narrowly dodge an Iranian surface-to-air missile over southern Iran in recent days. It comes as Iran launching new attacks across the region, firing nearly a dozen missiles at Israel today alone. Debris smashing into visiting over Tel Aviv, the sending back-car flying into the air. And tonight, Israel claiming the kill commander of Iran's Navy, Reza Tyson, saying he led the effort to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, choking the global oil supply. Anyone saying he had organized attacks against shipping for 8 years. The sources telling ABC News tonight Israel basically described as many targets inside Iran as it can ahead of any potential ceasefire.
That witness tonight, Matt. Thank you, Iran President Trump again late today is now giving Iran 10 more days to open the Strait of Hormuz for the spread of Iranian power plants. This 5-day deadline is set to end tomorrow. Great start, White House.
Tonight, President Trump announced he's extending the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz by 10 days until just after Easter. If Iran doesn't comply, the president says he'll bomb their crucial power plants.
They want to make it good. The reason they want to make it good is they have to just be good.
The hose was pulled. Before I show you how to, yeah, we'll put it at the very end. I put out a God one. I've never seen that in Topps. You see that in Pokemon until I saw the last card. It was a 1 out of 7, 5 out of 7, 4 out of 7. These are all out of 7. Hold on. Look at that. Neymar 1 of 1 auto. The hose was pulled. Before I show you how to, yeah, we'll put it at gonna be something.
Again, the president has now extended his deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz for a second time. His initial deadline was on Monday, then he took to tomorrow. Now he's announcing that he's giving Iran an additional 10 days to reopen the strait or face the consequences.
What she says her brother, a retired military pilot, immediately knew about the Elvis case. And for the first time tonight, the guilt Savannah says she feels that her mother was targeted because of Savannah's high-profile job. And what Savannah says about the ransom messages received by the family is
Tonight, for the first time, Savannah Guthrie on the phone call with her sister, telling her mom was gone.
I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "No." She said, "Mom's missing." And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "She's gone." And she was in a panic, and I was in a panic.
At first, Savannah thought there must have been a medical episode.
We thought that she must have had like some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow, the paramedics had come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there was a stretcher and they took her off the back, but her phone was there and her purse was there and all the things.
They knew their mother would not have wandered off.
My mom, she was in tremendous pain. Her back was very bad. She was trying to have a good day. She could walk down to the mailbox and get the mail with no space on it. So there wasn't a wander off. And the doors were locked open. And there was blood on the front doorstep. And the ring camera having beat off.
Savannah says her brother Cameron suspected immediately their mother had been taken.
He said, "I think she's been kidnapped to ransom." And I said, "What? What?" And then, it sounds so like how dumb can I be, but I didn't want to believe. I just said, because of me. Please. I'm sorry to do that.
And Savannah revealing how difficult that is being to think her mother might have been targeted because of her.
That is because she's my mom, and somebody thought, that girl, Charlie has money, would you guys get things like that? I mean, that would make sense, but we don't know, but yeah, that's probably, which is too much to think that I brought this to her grandson. But it's because of me. I'm so excited about you.
After it introduced this appeal, the family received a ransomware, and the surveillance now believes came from the kidnapper.
I believe the 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I tend to believe those are real. We received your message.
At the time the family's response to those notes acknowledged the 84-year-old who no longer be alive. And tonight, surveillance remains haunted by video of the suspect.
It's just totally terrifying.
And I remember it's supposed to fly like 5 morning in Moscow, and I told my father, please, can you make me wake up? I really want to watch this flight. You make me a little bit upset because you knocked him out in the first round. I was waiting for you all night, just fight begin again, and you put him in sleep. And I remember it's supposed to fly like 5 morning in Moscow, and I told my father, please, can you make me wake up? I really want to watch this flight. You make me a little bit upset because you knocked it. You make me a little bit upset.
When we come back tonight, the tornado watches at this hour, severe storms in the middle of this country bring the east. We have severe Boston tomorrow. We'll have the weather map for you north here. Also, the dramatic images tonight. Look at this. The daring cliff rescue. That's a woman stuck on the rocks, waves crashing below. How this plays out. Also tonight, the driver accused of crashing to an airport with right on the airfield, trying to get into a plane while it was taxiing.
Not lost for words, man. Sorry, guys. I was born in West Seattle. I was born actually at Swedish Hospital, like 10 minutes from here. So, just so you know, you don't have to do me. It's all good. This meant a lot to me. I was at field trips when I was a kid, African American Academy. I'd sit like outside this arena, man, and dream one day of being able to be in a stage as big as this. And I accomplished my dreams. Last year, I bumped to Sean May on Instagram. I don't even go on Instagram that much. I put a video out saying, put me on the Seattle card. A whole year later, I accepted that with King Green on 3 days' notice. I go out and I put my heart in the cage. I don't come out with victory. And now I'm here. And I get this W here.
Passing the name tonight, Dash Cross, the last member of the 75 year Susan Cross. That's known for hits like Summer Breeze and Don World under the powerful harmonies, of course. Dash Cross is easy. Playing the Rockies on American Strong, opening day in Major League Baseball in that series. The 190-year-old veteran is reinvented.
ABC Millions tonight with Dream sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Tonight on opening day, a dream come true. Tonight on Major League Baseball's opening day, meet 109-year-old Arthur Green. Happy opening day to you, Arthur. Arthur is a lifelong Baltimore Orioles fan. The team asking him to club the honorary first pitch.
What's your pitch?
And here's why. Not only is Arthur a fan, but he's a hero, serving in the Army in World War II and the Korean War as staff sergeant and platoon leader. Through the years of his service playing baseball, he never missed a game of his beloved Orioles. The team's surprising him nicknamed Fan of the Year. We learned about Arthur because his daughter Martha has worked here at ABC News for more than 40 years. And when we heard from her father on opening day, we told Martha he's American strong.
He's what, 109 years young. Arthur Green.
There she is, walking back to the pitcher's mound. Orioles at 109 on his jersey. His pitch. Father and daughter in the stands after. Watching the Orioles win. So, Myra, thank you for what you've done here at ABC, and Mr. Green, thank you for your service. Tonight, telling us you had a good time. We think you, because it's horrible fun. Staff Sergeant Green, salute your service and take this.
The most trusted IBM the most watched Fred for making more news tonight with David York, the #1 newscast in America. Did you know ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast, now streaming same day with all the breaking news in here on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight we have breaking news. Tiger Woods arrested crashing his SUV. The rover hit his home in Florida. Police tonight the vehicle had inside. Tiger Woods off in the distance. Police say Woods under arrest now for DUI. It comes after multiple crashes in recent years. There have been talk of a comeback with the Masters in just weeks. What we know at this hour about the crash. Also tonight, chaos at America's airports. TSA workers going reallocate hours-long waits for passengers. The Senate passing a funding bill to pay them, but the House tonight blocking it. So what's going on?
Y'all did it. Y'all bought all 22 cans of insulation off of the Amazon wish list. I just woke up and I checked the list. Here is a historically accurate reenactment of that. Oh boy, I can't wait to go in and check the Amazon wish list. Oh my God, there's nothing on it. I think that means that everybody bought everything. Let's filter it to purchase. Oh yeah, wow. We don't need the drywall screws anymore. Let's keep scrolling down. Oh my God, there it is. The insulation. We have 23 out of 22. Somebody bought an extra. Wow, that is so. That's enough of that. Jokes aside, though. Thank you guys so much, and I have enough.
Tonight, the hack involving the head of the FBI is posting an email, private email photos posted online, and who's allegedly behind it. The FBI responding tonight. The deadly crash of a tour helicopter right in the ocean. At least 3 people killed and the rescues tonight. Major news tonight involving the alleged Long Island serial killer will he plead guilty. The first call on the slope to spear the woman's stunts, just missing a child. Tonight, the NASA astronaut who suffered a medical scare in space, now revealing he was suddenly unable to speak for 20 minutes in space. Like father, like son, look at this tonight. The famous football star of his 14-year-old son, tonight looking just like his Hall of Fame dad. And the Disney legends revealed tonight, actors, singers, producers, and one iconic leader who says it was all a matter of time.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David York.
Anything we begins tonight with the breaking news involving Tiger Woods under arrest for DUI following the crash of his home in Florida. Police responding to the scene. Tiger Woods rolling his SUV on the inside. Woods could be seen there in the background. Tonight, Woods is now behind bars, accused of speeding and driving under the influence. The golfing break involved multiple crashes in recent years, including 2021, when he really lost part of his right leg and struggled ever since to make a comeback. ABC's Victor Kendall leads off tonight with what we know so far.
Tonight, Tiger Woods facing DUI charges after authorities say he crashed and rolled his Land Rover this afternoon.
Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment.
Martin County Sheriff said Woods was traveling at a rate of speed and overtook a truck on a 2-lane road on Jupiter Island, not far from his house.
Mr. Woods was overtaking him on a high rate of speed before he took the back in and rolled his vehicle over the ground. He was able to drive that Land Rover, and he was able to cross and passenger door of the car, and was identified to be Mr. Tiger Woods.
Police said Woods was not injured and passed a breathalyzer that tested for alcohol, but refused to take a blood or urine test and was arrested for DUI. In 2021, Woods really had to have part of his right leg amputated after the SUV he was driving rolled multiple times outside Los Angeles.
He was stopped on the road. In
2017, Woods was charged with DUI after police say he was found by police passed out behind the wheel of his damaged SUV. Later, pled guilty of reckless driving. And in 2009, Woods crashed his Cadillac Escalade into a fire hydrant just feet from his home with rumors about his marriage to their wife, Ellen Rodenberg. This week, the 50-year-old, 15-time major champion playing ESPN's indoor TGI League fielded questions about whether he would commit to playing in this year's Masters tournament set for next month.
Just obvious.
Yeah, you guys guaranteed that my Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D would get a 10, but it only got a 9.8.
Ian? Very close friend of mine is an amazing person, amazing man, and so difficult. And we don't, I don't want to talk about it. David, so that's how you know it's in jail. Florida law requires female suspects to be held in jail for 8 hours before they can be released on bond. We police have decided to take the federal view and left her back. Home arrest is just weeks away. This story reports Larry Knight. Dave?
Chaos in America's airports overnight. The Senate passing a funding bill that would have paid the TSA workers. But then today, House Republicans rejected it. And tonight, President Trump signed an order to pay the workers. So what's happening on the Hill, and when will TSA workers see the paychecks now being promised by the president? Here's what described.
Hours after the Senate voted to reopen the Department of Homeland Security, based on 50,000 TSA agents, tonight House Republicans are blocking the plan. Senators are already on 10. Do you think that the agencies are all looking at how much people this one?
We'll see.
But House Republicans are not on board. Speaker Mike Johnson attacking the Senate bill for taking out money for ICE and Border Patrol, even though those agencies were already fully funded by the president's domestic policy law.
This gambit that was done last night is a joke.
Democrats hope the partial government shutdown could pressure Republicans to reform immigration enforcement after federal officers took protesters grenade loaded on ex-partner in Minneapolis. That didn't happen. The Senate did left the door open for more negotiation.
Millions of Americans are being inconvenienced all across the country, and there's chaos at airports throughout the land. The only thing standing between ending this chaos or not are House Republicans.
But tonight, House Republicans won't budge.
I spoke to the president a few moments ago. He understands exactly what we're doing and why, and he supports it.
Now President Trump going around Congress, ordering DHS to start paying those TSA agents. DHS said we should start seeing paychecks on Monday. So the question tonight, how long will these TSA workers keep getting paid as this country government shutdown drags on? Right now, there is no end in sight, and they're going to have to wonder as long as they need time for it to be recessed.
Rachel, thank you. On this note, tonight travelers in these long lines with their own words tonight for Congress, and the TSA workers asking why they're repeatedly being used as political pawns. Here's Steve's on.
With the promise of a paycheck on Monday, travelers tonight are hoping that TSA officers will come back to work and end the frustrating rounds for security at America's airports.
It is sticking around the whole outside, we're not even inside the building yet.
In Baltimore, it's a 3-hour wait, and there were few kind words for members of Congress who still want to
Member of Congress, Senate, and House should be put in the back of these lines and experience this.
TSA workers missed another full paycheck today, and some of them tell us they're tired of being pawns in political fights and needing food pensions to feed their kids.
I've heard there will be many more people who are considering quitting just because of the fact that we're in danger of shutdowns all the time. This is our third shutdown within 6 months. And at this point today marks the day where we are at 50% of this fiscal year. We've been in an unpaid status.
Across the country, nearly 3,500 unpaid TSA workers didn't go to work on Thursday, leading these 4-hour
Back-to-back thoroughbred knockouts for Yusri Belgari, and he's now the prospect to watch. Man, at 185.
Man, this dude looked good. I'm telling you, he looked like this weight class. Yeah, he looked like he found the perfect team for his style. Even the way he framed on the takedown defense, everything, the way he utilizes kickboxing. I mean, that is the camp to be with. This guy is dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mike Montana has called crossing this contest at 3 minutes, 39 seconds of round number 3. Declared the winner by TKO, Yusri
I'm here with Yusri Belgari. Yusri, you said that you had all the bases covered. That was an amazing performance. The preparation must have went perfect. How did it feel to just win the fight, to win it in that manner?
I mean, I had something to cover, but still, it's far exceeded my expectations.
That's why I had to give everything I got. And then I got it. And on to the next.
Let's take a look at your work here. You made him fight you at a range that he was uncomfortable at the entire time. The jab, the outside kick. And then when you started to hurt him and he slowed down, you went for the finish and you got that. The knees, everything was on point tonight. Did you think that you could finish this fight the way that you did?
It's hard to answer because when a minute fast when I visualize I knocked him out like 1,000 times, you know? So there was something in my expectation there. There was.
You have now beaten 2 prospects. You came off the Contender Series. You are not that same guy anymore. You're the prospect in the UFC. How quickly would you like to get back into the octagon? Who would you like to face?
As soon as possible because this was a very, very tough challenge. My next very tough challenge is going to be sparring this for the heavyweight. And then, as I get fit doing that, I would like to fight as soon as possible. Yeah, give it up, fellas. Oh, yeah. That guy, man. Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Woo! Shout out, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for you. For you, Dream.
And getting back to that good news, we now know that 12 U.S. service members were injured in an Iranian attack on this U.S. airbase earlier today in Saudi Arabia. 2 of them seriously wounded yesterday. Several aircraft were damaged as a result of that attack. More than 300 U.S. service members, the Pentagon says, have been wounded since this war began. At least 13 have lost their lives. That is important news. Coverage against my force now comes in. Meantime, back here in the U.S., there have been deadly crash of a twin helicopter in Iraq. Helicopter going down right in the ocean. At least 3 people killed and others on board. Here's Morgan Morgan.
Tonight, 3 people are dead and 2 others flown to the hospital after a twin helicopter crashed off this Hawaii beach. Owners and wreckage flooded in the water. Officials in the helicopter plummeted into a sandbar on the island of Hawaii just before 4 p.m. Thursday, about 30 minutes after taking off. 104 passengers on board. The Coast Guard and Good Samaritans racing to the scene. It's the latest in a number of chopper crashes in Hawaii. In 2024, a pilot and 2 passengers were killed after the PTSD says their helicopter broke apart after encountering turbulence. In a statement tonight, Airborne Aviation operator of that twin helicopter calling this crash devastating and cooperating with the PTSD's investigation.
The Red Border Roll reporting thank you moving on after a brazen security breach tonight at hack involving the head of the FBI's personal private email photos posted online and who's allegedly behind it. The FBI now responding to our Chief Justice correspondent Peter Thomas.
Tonight's cyber warfare unleashed with an Iranian elite group hacking FBI Director Patel's personal email, posting private messages regarding Patel's family, photographs of them at a time before he became director. I just want to continue that as the beginning of a tremendous pressure. It didn't surprise me to hear that the Iranians are potentially trying to take things away from private. Hacking posted apparently in direct retaliation. The Justice Department taking down several websites associated with the group known as Pandala earlier this month. Tonight, Pandala bluntly described why they targeted Patel. Quote, while the FBI found receipts of remains, we decided to respond to this particular show in a way that will be remembered forever. We claims to have emails, conversations, documents, and even classified files. Hey, the FBI says that hacked material is historical in nature and involves no government information. And the FBI says the U.S. is offering a $10 million reward for information about the Pandala hackers.
Peter Thomas tonight here. Thank you. Joint Secret Service agent assigned to part of First Lady Joe Biden has been wounded for accidentally shooting himself in the leg by escorting the former First Lady at the airport in Philadelphia. Authorities say the agent is in stable condition tonight. The wound is not life-threatening. They're calling it a, quote, negligent discharge. The former First Lady was not involved. When we come back tonight, what we just learned from that NASA astronaut who suffered a medical emergency in space. He couldn't talk for 20 minutes in space, and the doctors are saying so far. Also, the risk of close call on the slope to skier performing stunts. Missing a child right there by just inches. Also tonight, frightening road rage encounter, the new arrest this evening. Look at this, like father, like son, the famous football star. This is his 14-year-old son tonight, looking just like his Hall of Fame dad. And the Disney Legends are going to reveal tonight in one iconic video. He says it's been a lot of light. Tonight, the police of the alleged Long Island serial killer, sources telling ABC News the alleged killer of beach killer could change his plea to guilty while suing in the King's Court legal aid. That's when sources say the kid switches not guilty plea to guilty as part of the plea. He had been sentenced to 7 million in the use of on Long Island between 1993 and 2010. A very close call in Stokes County, Colorado, the SeekR court discovered a summarily missing child. SeekR learned about just missing the child. The SeekR's on ABC that it was snowboarded in the last second. When we come back to tonight, we ask him out and what he reveals about that medical scare in his face that he couldn't do. And like fathers, like sons, and I look at this, the young quarterback, looking just like this Hall of Fame guy. Can you guess who his famous dad is? The other news tonight, a driver of Western a cyclist captured this BMW in a bike lane during the trail lane, another cyclist in Newport Beach. One cyclist appeared off the road to avoid being hit. A passenger of the BMW then throwing water at him, police arrested some legal vice and seizing his car now. Otherwise, this is not charged with assault. The NASA astronaut who suffered that medical scare offered new insights on life thing. Says he suddenly could not sleep for 20 minutes on the International Space Station. His crew, of course, noticing him in distress and after that first medical evacuation from NASA. I think NASA and doctors believe it was not choking or a heart attack, but he's still undergoing tests to determine what it really was. Like father and son, big man, 14-year-old son, Benjamin touchdown line for his football season for this. Marshall man, who running for quarterback throws for the training time movement. The video has sports fans comparing Marshall's producer staff and the flex, hope, fall, and his overall form. When you come back with broadcasting on hiring Disney Legends, including Bob Iger, this new list just out tonight.
ABC World News Tonight with David Gill.
Seu Tarzão, lá lá. Pegou, não quero pegou ele. Pegou, não quero pegou ele. Graças a Deus isso aí, cara. Vai comprar. Seu Tarzão, lá lá. Pegou, não quero pegou ele. Pegou, não quero pegou ele. Graças a Deus isso aí, cara. Vai comprar. Certo?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Huh? After adding to it, perhaps the most notable this year, the leader of Disney for more than 2 decades, Bob Iger, who is now heading over the reins to Josh tomorrow, a story beginning for Bob, a visionary CEO and chairman who worked his way up at Disney, getting ABC News over 5 decades ago. I started at this company as a senior supervisor working on shows like Air America, which is an impressive good home in America, and ABC Sports and all those things. Never expected that I would end up having the opportunity to run one of the greatest companies in the world. Public Fox leadership is required Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, 21st Century Fox. In 2019, opening new Disney Vault with Disney Plus. It's a big deal. All this in one place, no system. Let's go to Disneyland every day of the week. Go to the parks. Go to Shanghai.
Oh, look who's here. You're visiting now.
Welcome to Shanghai Disneyland. I'm excited to mention the Beauty Park in Abu Dhabi. I'll say that anything about it person. Yes, welcome to the property of London Disneyland. When Josh and I first visit, we stood on that same property, took the water and looked at the sun, and took a look at it. A friend and mentor to so many of us. I asked Bob about something he wrote in his book, The God of a Lifetime, at the end of this grand sort of experiment, this world of yours, but we still feel like able to from a simpler time, a simpler place, and that has been one of the key Is that still hold true?
It does, David. You know, first of all, I remember watching the Mickey Mouse Club on a small documentary in the home of New York in the mid-60s. And I didn't ever dream that one day I'd be working the company with that guy to create a show. But yes, I think of humility is very important and really remembering where you came from right? Because in reality, you're still made up of the same DNA as those people think you were born, and that's how I view myself. But you can't let feel a different person around the person that old.
Which is a testament to your success. That's all. So you feel good. They give them this office.
The most successful and the most remarkable.
Can I stop and think about how fortunate he was in this guy? Listen, this is the moment Mike Tyson started talking about Customata, which made him emotional. To this day, I really don't understand that. But how did this happen? At the time I was born, he was 66 years old by the time I was born. It was almost like it was ordained. That's what I always say. There's no way in a million years, everybody said, no way they'll be changed. Too small, too short, no way it's too big for him. He was was 265 pounds. He was a monster. He was a fucking gorilla. I think I need a lot of luck to get that fight. A lot of luck. I made it to the championship fight. I'm using my freestyle wrestling skills, bring back the title, perform so high. Oh, and then almost didn't come out for that final fight with Mark Coleman. Thought about making up an excuse to pull it out. Place did it, Shamrock did it, so maybe I should do it. But then I looked at the guys that they had for all tax. They've been criminals, send all those kids out there. I'm going to try. I'm here in the finals for another championship. It's all mine, baby. Money in the bank. Going back out there and I took my ass looking just like a man should. That was a headbutt case too. Yeah. When Mark will get on top of you and get control of you and start smashing his head into your face. I don't want to start off tapping. You know, they didn't pay me to tap. They go away fight. Mark Bowman whooped my ass for 9.5 minutes straight. That was my first loss, so Mark Bowman.
And that is all. Mark Coleman with UFC 10 in Birmingham, Alabama.
You just made me realize something I didn't know about myself. You know? God bless you, took me into a man one night, you know? I had no scars that night. Those are my scars, my injuries. I'm proud of those. I'm so beat up, I'm just a giant bruise from my head to my ass. So I looked up again through my swollen eyes. Oh, damn, thanks for getting me into the UFC. None of this would have happened without you. Much that fight every day. You know, for a year. It just ate away at me. It just destroyed me. I was obsessed with it. You know, it's all I think about. Getting back there and get my hands on it. Losing sucks. It's just like my first wife. I never could have learned to live with it. I had a bunch of demons and I needed to exercise, prove myself that I still am there. Don losing to Mark Coleman was nothing to be ashamed of. Coleman was significantly bigger than Pride. But when you see yourself as manly and as tough as Don sees himself, it messes with your
to pay TFA employees starting Monday. Tonight, the thousands of TFA workers are going another week without a paycheck. Anyone ever going to see the cost of public Nathan McLean, of course, we'll start with senior political correspondent Rachel Scott, who made this up. Hours after the Senate voted to reopen the Department of Homeland Security, they said 15,000 TSA agents. Tonight, House Republicans blocked the plan. Senators are working on 10. We think that we can is all working out what Homeland Security is done. The House Republicans are not on board. Speaker Mike Johnson attacking the Senate vote for taking out money for ICE and Border Patrol. Even though those agencies were already fully funded by the president's domestic policy law. Democrats shut down for pressure reporters to report immigration enforcement. After federal officers take protesters for late economics fighting in Minneapolis. Matt Democrat, the Senate gave up the door open for more negotiation.
Millions of Americans are being put convenience all across the country in this chaos, all across throughout the money. The only thing standing between ending this chaos right now are House Republicans.
But tonight, House Republicans broke guns.
I spoke to the president a few moments ago. He understands exactly what we're doing and why, and he supports it.
And President Trump overwhelmed Congress, ordered DHS to start paying those TSA agents. DHS said it should start sending paychecks in Monday. President Scott voices now the Congress at the House will vote on the the stopgap proposal as soon as possible. So do we expect a vote tonight?
Again, House Republicans are moving forward with this plan. They do plan to have this vote tonight in the House. Remember, lawmakers are set to be on a 2-week recess starting today, so the Senate is already out of town. The House is eager to get out as well. And so right now, these two sides, the Senate and the House, they're operating on different tracks. There is no end to this country ever to check on as of right now.
Julie, just that, thank you. We're joined now by Republican Representative from Michigan, Mr. McLean, who is also chairwoman of the House Republican Conference. Representative McLean, it is good to have you here on time. Thanks for joining us. I want to jump right in because we have a lot to talk about because TSA workers haven't been paid now in 6 weeks. So travelers are really frustrated about hours-long line at airports. Republican senators are pretty happy with the bill to fund all parts of DHS except for ICE and parts of Customs and Border Patrol. Why do you think that might be different than the other options? Well, let me just check the sentence and the Senate request. This is a
Said that us should be put about these lives and experiences. TSA workers use territorial agents today. Some planes also respond to these pause and political flights. Many countries use agents.
I remember in the Northeast Department cities, including just because of the fact that we're dealing with shutdowns all the time. This is our third shutdown within 6 months. And at this point, the date marks the date where, 50% of this fiscal year, we can operate status.
The consequences of the human factors that are associated with student work activity, communities for our economies and peace. And again, that is why the hours long and like I said, so yes, the teacher jobs exactly the time they were expected to pay for the last 30 paid years, starting on Monday, and at that point, starting on that direct deposit, they're also being told that under law, they start funding the work on the Wednesday. Thank you for having me. Truthfully, my reaction, I'll be honest with, unfortunately, I don't know how to lie to you. I did get a message that the order that was signed is to pay us for the this paycheck for the clinics, special check in the pay period 3, 4, and 5, but we're looking at the administration that we would be paid going forward. So I have to make 2 more things about that. What kind of TSA officers last year that you were on that system shutdown? How did you come to that decision? So unfortunately, the stress and the anxiety for a lack of better word, going through this again when I haven't fully recovered from the previous shutdown affected me, and so that is why I've been home because I've been unable to make it to work. It's hard because I know that my coworkers need all of us on board at once. We need to be able to support each other, but unfortunately I was not able to do so. And this is the third government shutdown. You mentioned the previous ones, Florida partially just the last 6 months. 2 of them, including the one happening now, they're 140 days. What is the biggest challenge during these long shutdowns, and even the partial ones? The biggest challenge, obviously, financial, but it does take you emotional and mental toll on everybody and everybody. They all have lives that are hard to work, but they deal with, and this just impacts everything that they're dealing with 100 times forward. So they can't pay the daycare, they can't pay their rent or their mortgages, car insurance, gas.
Yeah, and what about long term? How do you shut down some types of finances long term?
It takes a long time to recover because you have late fees, and then penalty fees, and then you actually have your credit card, if you have credit cards. A lot of people take loans out of their EAT, they took out personal loans. So it takes months, if not at least a year, to get back to where you need to be. The thing I'll say is we could see pay as early as Monday. That not going to be enough to cover everything else that we endured as far as fees and stuff, and then trying to still pick up from the last one.
Even if these paychecks do start to come through and the shutdown eventually ends, are there any changes you'd like to see to make life easier for TSA officers? Anything you'd want to see different?
I would love if Congress would want to just do a job, but to have litigation that is our legislative team that says during these shutdowns, Congress be the ones
to go to that pay. Congress is the one who don't go home on the weekends to spend time with their families. TSA officers are, along with the rest of the federal government, who's swearing an oath to protect and serve. And these officers still show up because of the oath they took and the integrity, and they don't want to see another 9/11 happen. So while they're protecting the space, Congress should not be leaving them behind, which they're doing right now, unprotected. With that, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. Next tonight, Tiger Woods under arrest for DUI following a crash in his home in Florida. Woods' SUV rolled onto his side. You can see him there in the background of that photo. Now, the Golden Wave has been involved in multiple crashes in recent years, including back in 2021, when he nearly lost part of his right leg and has struggled ever since then to make a comeback. Our Whitfield Hero reports.
Tonight, Tiger Woods faces DUI charges after authorities say he crashed and rolled his Land Rover this afternoon.
Our DUI investigators came to the scene here, and Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment.
Martin County Sheriff said Woods was traveling at a high rate of speed and overtook a truck on a two-lane road on Jupiter Island, not far from his house.
Mr. Woods was overtaking him at a high rate of speed before he clicked back in and rolled his vehicle on the ground floor. Individual driving that Land Rover was able to call out the passenger door of the car and was identified to be Mr. Tyler Woods.
Police said Woods was not injured and passed a breathalyzer that tested for alcohol, but refused to the blood or urine test and was arrested for DUI. In 2021, Woods nearly had to have part of his right leg amputated after the SUV he was driving rolled multiple times outside Los Angeles.
He was stopped on the road. In
2017, Woods was charged with DUI after police said he was found by police passed out behind the wheel of his damaged SUV and later pled guilty of reckless driving. And in 2009, Woods crashed his Cadillac Escalade into a fire hydrant 6 feet from his home in the Universe House marriage to their wife, Ellen Northman. This week, the 50-year-old 15-time major champion played ESPN's indoor TGI League. The only questions about whether he would commit to playing in this year's Masters tournament set for next month.
Probably fine. It's just his body is doesn't recover everything from his type working about. Maybe I'm not fine. I've been fine for a while.
President Trump weighed the evidence late today. Tonight, sources tell ABC and 17's are believed to be G7 in France. More than 5 blacks are in sequence for weeks.
There are a lot of political now, and especially including the whole mindset. No matter who it's on,
Policing country workers and sexual activities in Sunday's paper. Up to 1,500 heads is being sent airborne for those employed. Despite the speculation of Taiwan is prepared for a possible ground offensive in the month. But tonight, Secretary Gates said U.S. kids still achieving schools without any troops on the ground.
we can achieve this without any conflict, without any
Gas prices in the U.S. Prices are moving up as the trucks are.
And that is a breaking news about more U.S. soldiers that are injured.
Just under earlier today at U.S. Air Base in Saudi Arabia found that 12 U.S. service members were injured with a series of wounded during the round attack on that air base from several aircraft and airstrikes. Well, it's just shows what's worth using around which are no real signs of slowing down.
The soldiers who were there. Thank you so much. And the United States is already doing the wrong thing with hackers. The special threats are moving
Tonight's cyber warfare unleashed. Using an unnamed group, hacked the FBI Director Travis Patel's personal email and posting private messages about Patel's family, photographs of them at a time before he became director.
I just want to continue to realize that the team was a tremendous bustle. It wouldn't surprise me to hear that the Army's in the party potentially trying to take things into the fight about it.
The hacking posting apparently in direct retaliation for the Justice Department taking down several websites associated with the group known as Pandala earlier this month. Tonight, Pandala bluntly described by their target Patel, quote, while the FBI proudly sees our remains, we decided to respond to this ridiculous show in a way that will be remembered forever. We plan to have emails, conversations, documents, and even classified files.
Yeah, what can you tell us about the hackers that are responsible for this strange children?
But the FBI says that hack material is historical in nature and involves no government information. And the FBI says the U.S. is offering a $10 million reward for information about those Pandora hackers. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. A Secret Service agent has been wounded after accidentally shooting himself in the leg this month while escorting former First Lady Captain Joe Biden at the airport in Philadelphia. Police say the agent was hospitalized in a unstable condition. The wound is not life-threatening. The authorities claim it occurred negligent discharge. Joe Biden did not know the agent any compensation. And moving now to that investigation into the deadly tour helicopter crash in Hawaii. At least 3 people were killed and 2 others rescued. ABC's Morgan Holder has the details.
Tonight, 3 people are dead and 2 others flown to the hospital after a tour helicopter crashed off this Hawaii beach. Forward wreckage floated in the water. Officials in the helicopter plummeted into the sandbar off the island of Hawaii just before 4 p.m. Thursday, about 30 minutes after taking off. A pilot and 4 passengers on board. The Coast Guard and Dixie Marines racing to the scene. It's the latest in a number of traffic crashes in Hawaii. In 2024, a pilot and 2 passengers were killed after the NTSB says their helicopter pulled apart after encountering turbulence.
Tonight, thanks to Morgan Holder for that. The prison sector fairness founder Elizabeth Holmes has been reduced by a year. A federal judge granted a motion by Elizabeth Holmes to have her sentence reduced from 11 years and 3 months down to 10 years and 3 months. The conduct of the legal team filed a motion in response to changes in new federal sentencing guidelines, making first-time non-violent offenders eligible for reduced sentences. So far, Holmes has served as less than 3 years in her sentence. And Netflix is raising its subscription prices for the second time in a little over a year. The monthly price with ads is going up by $1 from $7.99 to $8.99. The standard plan shall from $2 to $19.99 a month, and customers with Netflix Premium also paying $2 more at $26.99. Coming up in our Prime Focus tonight, experts weigh the stakes of youth gambling in America, coupled with a public health crisis. Both NASA astronauts preparing for their Artemis 2 launch to the moon will examine the historic mission by the reverse. And while the Philadelphia Phillies outfield is suing his parents.
It's a 99-mile-an-hour sinker here. It's a 99-mile-an-hour sinker here.
There are opportunities every day for people sick to try again. It is the most powerful rocket ever built with 8.8 million pounds of liftoff thrust. This will be the first time since Apollo 17 in 1972 that humans traveled beyond low Earth orbit. The mission on the spacecraft Orion will send 4 astronauts more than 600,000 miles. In all, it will be a 10-day journey around the moon to test critical spacecraft systems ahead of a future mission to land astronauts near the moon's south pole. When Orion re-enters Earth's atmosphere, it will speed through at speeds up to 25,000 miles per hour. And assuming all goes well, the next mission will be Artemis 3, which will also be a practice run for a moon landing. As of right now, Artemis 4 will be the mission to land astronauts on the moon, and that will come as soon as 2028.
With more on this historic mission,
It's a 99-mile-an-hour stinker here. It's a 99-mile.
You've been to space. You've spent almost 500 hours there. So break down what we can expect next week. How huge is this mission?
Well, I mean, I grew up in space shuttle, really the space shuttle era, so we weren't doing necessarily new and exciting launches. This is new and exciting. The Artemis mission, I mean, we've had one Artemis mission, but there were no people on board. So this is the first time astronauts are going to sit on top of that magnificent rocket and blast off in space.
AI stuff, like roles, promotional content, AI, Sando, CPMs.
Yeah. What are they complaining about?
I guess I've seen people saying that UFC should be paying artists instead of using generative AI, stuff like that.
Give me a fucking break. AI's commented the bleed and AI gives a shit.
So is it a UFC internal choice?
It has nothing to do with Paramount. Paramount's not telling us how to run our production. We run the production. So every time we change, we go from Fox to ESPN, and then we go to Paramount. People are like, ESPN's doing this, and Fox is doing that, and Paramount, they're not doing anything. They have nothing to do with our production. They do create some of their own spots for fights, but we do all our everything from the artwork to production.
Flyweight Cody Osborne here, and we're here at the Celebrity Poker Tournament. And we got the UFC fighters holding it down, so we got to get at least one UFC win. And like all these competitors that we got, Henry Cejudo, we got Aljamain Sterling, we got Tito Vera. Hey, after we win, we're gonna hit this Jamaican sensation. You got
I think he's looking for his friend Justin Kelly, who's right outside.
For the lunar missions to come. Season 4, thank you so much for joining us. The launch window, by the way, opens on Wednesday, April 1st at 6:24 p.m. Eastern. We, of course, have special coverage that happens right here at 8 p.m. We're so excited. And coming up, the James County Focus, Citizens Investigative Unit, took an in-depth look at the evolution of possibly white and the potential threat to the nation's safety. And of course, that is not going to be taken directly and sharing your information. Most investors use security security integrity leverage levels, but some government shutdown continues. How should we prevent customers today from just their data is an asset returning with support from the public executives. We'll get about the most accepting of the security of their privacy and artificial intelligence. Plus, the market experts will expect that the intelligence will grow and the entire security will be exciting. The security that mentioned the benefits of expanding from our newly introduced human present red level. Meanwhile, a rich point today after Newman said U.S. security tests start paying TSA employees. The Department said those candidates will not be paid since the shutdown began. We'll begin future tests on Monday, 26 days after nearly 3,500 TSA workers called out. This is an average just under 12% of all workers, and that is the highest number of call-outs since the partial shutdown began. Many people will feel that that helicopter crash off of beaches Hawaii and Bali on Thursday.
Because he's at the top of the world. Powerful.
Station 5 for the second time in less than a year.
I'm the pay-per-view, and the only one, and the only fighter in the current landscape that has 1 million pay-per-view fights behind them. All the rest of them are throwing themselves in here. They're getting these deals from outside sources, astronomical figures, but no vaccine. They've done nothing in the game. Not at my level. They're now entering this premium space, and we've got the top 5 viewership.
Treatment represents some of the biggest sports betting access the industry does everything created for net gambling addiction, including built-in wager limits, time limits, and deposit limits. Our foundation believe in maintain that this is an entertainment exercise and not a recreation exercise. The recognize that offers state and federal legislation that could promulgate changes in sports betting, including banning in-game betting supported by artificial intelligence.
We are not trying to have more workers. We're trying to do the same.
But with millions of dollars in tax revenue coming in every year, it's an uphill battle. Numbers punched by ABC strategies show online sportsbooks generated at least $3.7 billion in taxes for state and local governments in 2025, and nearly $1 billion in the prior year. In New York, gaming acts brought in more than $200 million worth of table games and slots in 1 month alone. Lawmakers in California are introducing legislation that would mandate more stringent age verification tools and apps and regulate how companies advertise. This is an opportunity for us to get ahead of the problem. Jim Steyer runs Common Sense Media, the nation's largest children's advocacy group. He says most young people are on video game platforms or offshore sites, and that prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymark. Many children also manage to gain access to legalized forms of betting, like sportsbooks.
We're giving you 10 coffee boosts every single tournament.
Ads like these flood airways and social media with say these platforms are normalizing a known addictive product. Young people are being targeted without really understanding. That is a very serious concern. Industry leaders say they have a zero tolerance policy for youth gambling. There's age restrictions on their apps and on their ads they require social security number and bank info to register.
This is a product for adults and adults only. That means not advertising at college campuses, not casting actors or character portrayals below the age of 21, or there to attract younger audiences.
But many kids gain access to sports betting sites with the help of family or older friends, sometimes even parents.
I was not an older sibling or a parent, but every person for home. And it's something that we have to rapidly look for.
The normalization of gambling in America means that kids often first learn about gambling from their favorite celebrities or sports idols before parents can educate them about the risks. And it might mean tough conversations at home.
You have to have an ongoing discussion with the kids about this all day, about not just media technology, but now about the family back.
Well, as he says, that in 2022,
I know most people should be consistent.
now he's on social media, devoting his time to help others and choose what he sees every day.
This is my life now. No one cares enough about the gambling habits except for ourselves to do anything about it. It means that I can make TikToks out and I will probably use myself in bedding games or whatever like that. I guess that is true.
I've been there to speak without equipment for it. We're going up here, our Lindsay Davis sits down with 2-time Emmy Award winner Julia Nicholson to talk about season 2 of the hit movie thriller Terrified. And former Julia the Yale School of Medicine now returns as an advocate. Her incredible story is up next. Welcome back. There is an active search for an American Airlines flight attendant reportedly a layover in Medellin, Colombia. Police say Eric Fernandez Gutierrez Molina was last seen early Sunday leaving the nightclub with a female co-worker and another man. Investigators are working to learn if he was drugged. The State Department recently urged Americans to reconsider travel to Colombia due to an increased risk of crime and a spicy hashtag stands its ground against 2 young bears. A Major League Baseball player sues his parents for misusing his money. And a fellow household janitor returns to the bathroom. Those stories and more next Sunday. A house held in North Carolina is going viral for taking on some mushy fishers visitors. Video shows a feisty puppy and scooter standing next to a line of 2 young bears approach a glass door. With just the glass door between them, Scooter clearly not interested in making new friends. Online viewers are praising the dog's bravery with some joking, but the bears are lucky that the door was there. Philadelphia USA baseman Alec Baldwin is suing his parents after accusing him of allegedly misusing millions of dollars. The lawsuit blames his parents and his whole foundation accounts they managed for him and used some of the money for their own expenses while refusing to give him full access. Baldwin says millions were transferred without his knowledge and is now suing for at least $3 million in damages. His parents deny any wrongdoing and say they've always acted in his best interest and plan to fight the claims. Florida's Attorney General is challenging the NFL's diversity hiring policy known as the Rooney Rule. The AG is calling on Commissioner Roger Goodell to suspend the rule, arguing it amounts to illegal discrimination under state law. The policy requires teams to interview minority candidates for top jobs, including vacant head coach, general manager, and coordinator positions. The NFL says it's reviewing the claim because its policies are consistent with the law and support equality. Florida's AG says failures to comply could lead to civil rights enforcement actions. California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed a bill to change the name of Cesar Chavez Day to Farmworkers Day ahead of the March 31st observance. The move follows new sexual abuse allegations against Chavez, including claims from fellow activist Dolores Huerta. The measure passed with bipartisan support, and lawmakers say the change shifts the focus from one figure to the broader global movement. An arrest has been made in a road rage incident in Newport Beach, California. Police say the suspect, Samir Rice, was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon after investigators served a search warrant following an alleged assault involving cyclists. Video of the road rage incident shows an aggressive driver in a blue BMW veering into a bike lane, forcing one rider to jump onto the sidewalk to avoid being hit. The video also shows a passenger throwing water in a bottle at the cyclist before the car sped off. A full-circle moment for one soon-to-be medical school graduate. Shea Taylor Allen was matched with Yale School of Medicine. That was the same hospital where she was born and later worked at as a janitor. Now 32, Taylor Allen is set to return as a resident after her graduation from Howard University's School of Medicine. She says her journey was inspired by caring for her mother. Her story is now going viral as she encourages others to keep pushing for their dreams. She is known for being a standout actor in the cinematic universe of the world of Cats and Their Recap. Now, Julianne Nicholson stars as Samantha Sinatra Redley, the self-made billionaire in the show Paradise. But the show got impossible choices and a post-apocalyptic world. Eileen Davis actually speak with her earlier this week.
It's good just the same with you to be right there. And you need to fight things to get that place and move Thank you so much for joining us. I'm a big fan of the show. So tell us about season 2, because now season really has this attack, not just from the players, but the outside players. Yes, it's all coming to a head now. This matchup of the first season shot, and the people went out. We did see the first couple of episodes of this new season, and we have a more vulnerable position. We have like number one, we have like Eleanor, but we can't control everything. And so she comes into this new season with more vulnerability, but still very much wanting to keep her hands on things, and trying to control people coming into the work is the worst possible thing that could happen, because she's allowed to maintain a certain amount of people for a certain amount of time. And so any new people coming in, they all cause chaos. So yeah, she's not the best. How do you describe, because I think there's other times when we have is the power type in Paradise fulfilled? Because we also kind of goes back to the old line of good people. She's also a grieving mother who's really just trying to keep the rest of her family intact. And so there's an explanation, I guess, for her behavior. How do you do this? I feel like, she does make some villainous decisions, but I do feel like, and she feels like at the end of the day, she's trying to protect her family and this community of 25,000 people that are living in her. Like, I do think that her intentions are pure, but that doesn't necessarily mean that her actions are. you said before you never played a character once an actor, and that it's fun to play the bad guy. What would you say is your favorite part of the story? Well, it's so fun because she's not your like average villain. She's not your like mustache twirling bad guy. So it's so fun to keep people on their toes. You know, she isn't in the world that people can have, and but she's also the most powerful person in the room. So there's a lot going on. At the same time, she's really always like the most fun. What do you think it is about these post-apocalyptic storylines that really resonating with people in this current time? No, it's just crazy because, you know, as you see, we're not really post-apocalypse. It seems like people want to be like, we're living just in the way of life, you know, younger fair. But I don't know. I think it's just this. I mean, it's like on face our biggest fears, and but it's still, I'm sure it uses daily feels like escapism. I mean, the storylines are still like athletic good about these connections that people have, and yeah, so that's at least I feel like something that separates our show from these other people kind of have like the world, hopefully that's, you know, just go back to the line. Because the thing is, as far-fetched as it is, a lot of the good. If you see what's happening, you tell in the past that being described as a great character actress is the best compliment.
Yo.
Why is that such a I think it's so fun to explore
What up?
situations in people's lives that have nothing to do with my own, and to be able to you know, look different, sound different. It's like that's to explore. I want to do something every day. I want to be able to try something. I want to be able to challenge myself. I want to make people think. And that we do. But I think so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. And the hours of the show, my hours of the show. Next Monday, Hulu, Congressman. After show for this hour, I'm reading Stay tuned to continue for much potential analysis of the day's top stories. Thank you so much for staying with us. And he's able tonight on EWTN News Network. 1 year later, outside of University of Hawaii, on one topic still recovering from the deadly wildfire. Race for the White House. Former President Trump and Vice President Harris hosted two events on the campaign trail. Here's one. The developments in the cancellation of 2024 concerts in Austria. And marching to see a Senate. Thousands of faithful in Mexico practicing the role of an electric figure. These stories at home tonight.
From EWTN, the Global Catholic Network. This is EWTN News Cycle.
Thank you for being with us on the Facebook.
Hola. Sorry about that. Hello. Sorry about that. I start cleaning up the toys and get, let's just say, distracted. Oh. Oof. Oh.
And fast enough to get to this next meeting. I don't know what's going to happen next because it's just the way it is. So, okay. Let's go to your project and plan.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm not even signed in. You got me like.
Okay, so sign in because I need to do some steps and stuff on it.
Yeah, let me.
I have to